I'll never forget this time that I was up for an opportunity. I applied for an opportunity, rather, and I didn't get picked. It was an opportunity to be a partner in a program that I was in and take everything to the next level. And here's the thing about getting picked. I don't know about you, but I should have been used to not getting picked because I was not athletic. I ran from the ball in gym class, so I was always one of the last people to get picked. And when we did dodgeball, then I got picked. Even though I was the last one to be picked, I was always the one that got the ball thrown at her. Like I was an easy out. And I'm sure there's a lot of trauma there, but that's not the point of this conversation. And I know that when it comes to being picked, it's not fun to not be picked. How many times have you ever talked to somebody, maybe did a discovery call with somebody? I remember this happened around probably before the time that I didn't get picked for this opportunity, but somebody would do a discovery call with me and they wouldn't hire me, or they would say I was too expensive, and then they would go hire someone else. Like I saw this all happening, right? And so we started to question in these types of situations, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I get selected? What happened? And it really is, we have these hope strategies. We have these, I think I'm good enough, right? I want to believe that I'm good enough, but I just need somebody to say yes to me so that I can really put my full belief in it. Because if I put my full belief in it and then I don't get picked, then what happens is I get disappointed and nobody wants to be disappointed. But I remember this opportunity not getting picked, and I remember being really salty. Have you ever been like salty about something? Which was a great indicator that I was not ready for said opportunity. So anyhow, I remember being really salty about it and really doing some self-reflecting. And, it's kind of one of those things, like at first you get mad, you get sad, you go through all the emotions, the grieving that happened because I just knew that somebody was going to pick me. The reason I wanted somebody to pick me is for proof that I was worth picking, choosing, selecting, whatever word that you want to use. And I remember later that year realizing that nobody was going to pick me until I picked me, until I owned who I was and what I did and what I knew with certainty that I was about. Like there's so much power in that. And I want you to think about this. When is a time that you didn't get picked and you got mad and you made something else work anyhow? There are a lot of different emotions that we can go through, right? Rejection. Gabby Bernstein says rejection is protection. So many things. And I remember a couple of years after this happened, seeing this person at an event, and we were just having a great conversation coming out of the bathroom together. And I remember stopping her and saying, "Thank you for not choosing me." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "No, I was so mad at you, but I was not ready." Like I had no idea how much growing I had to do at that point. And I know looking back, if I would have gotten selected for that opportunity, I would have waited for the next person to pick me and the next person to pick me. It wouldn't have fulfilled my, stand in your certainty, stand in your conviction, because all I wanted to do was consistently borrow someone else's belief. Now, I tell my clients this all the time, borrow my belief, but you get to be building it on your own, because that belief gets to become knowing and certainty. And I can't do that for you. I believe in you, and you are free to borrow that. But the only reason you're allowed to borrow something, so eventually you can return it, because you don't need it anymore. And this was a beautiful story and a beautiful example of this program that we have coming up on Wednesday that's starting, Visible and in Demand. You can't be in demand if you're not in demand for yourself. You can't be visible unless you can see yourself clearly first. And so many of us are just waiting to be picked by my thing to prove to me I'm good. Comment on my content to prove to me that it's good. When you buy from me, that's evidence that I know what I'm doing. And the thing is that once that person proves to you, you need another person to prove to you, and you need another person to prove to you, and you need another person to keep proving to you that you are who you say you are. Versus owning that confidence, owning that conviction, owning that knowing yourself. That's the game changer, friends. Not waiting and raising your hand and like, pick me, somebody pick me. It's not about that. It's about picking yourself. It's about being visible to yourself. It's about being in demand for yourself first. I know this work. I've been doing some type of shedding and refining of this work since 2018, 2019. And it is the work that we always get to be refining and working on. And at the same time, with a strong knowing while the refining is happening. I'm still working on myself, but I know I'm already her. And I know I'm going to improve, but I'm also freaking amazing with what I do right now. And I know the future only holds me getting better. But I'm so convicted in the results and the transformations that I can help people with now in this moment. And so I want you to ask yourself, who are you waiting to pick you? Who are you waiting to confirm that your content's good? Who are you waiting for somebody to share your content, to buy from you, to say yes to you? This will help many of you with your selling. This isn't necessarily a selling program because it's all about this other work that we're doing. And no, it's not go live. Let me show you how to press the go live button. Let me show you how to record a reel. Nope, it's way deeper than that. And so instead of waiting for people to say yes to you, say yes to you first. Say yes to you right now. Own who you are. Know who you are. Feel the certainty of who you are. And when you go first, when you pick yourself first, when you activate yourself first, when you feel convicted first, it all starts with you, because your audience isn't going to feel it until you do. So stop waiting to be picked and start moving and owning and feeling that certainty, owning that certainty and that knowing of who you are, what you do, and how you can serve and support them. And again, if you want to go deeper in this work, check out Visible and in Demand, because